We are talking all about the Cincinnati Open with the PPA, and we got a little bit of news, some interesting news on the tour front, as well as some sad news about the most anticipated first round matchup in men's singles history. So we'll get right into it. Spencer is not with me, so you're stuck with me. Should be a pretty quick show because we're just doing a preview since there was nothing to review last week. But let's get right into it. All right, couple bits of news. First of all, the UPA has decided to ban the boomstick, which is the new Selkirk boomstick. So sorry, new paddle. That's the one that has a little supposedly removable portions on the side, weights on the side, but apparently you can't remove them without removing the entire edge guard. So bit of a problem. Apparently the Selkirk people probably know about this, but there's probably some amateurs out there who aren't aware, or maybe some pros that aren't aren't sponsored by Selkirk. So we'll see. Also, the other thing that has been interesting, the Sacramento PPA event was supposed to be all wood paddles, but apparently that's not going to happen. I don't know if it was ticket sales, I'm not sure what, but you can use whatever paddle you want. So chances are pretty slim that anyone will be using a wooden paddle coming up in Sacramento. All right, but this is all about Cincinnati. Apparently, this was this facility is really nice. Underwent a renovation. That is why they did not play there last year, and we will see what happens this year in the new facility or newly renovated facility, I should say. So pretty excited. This is a slightly different format, and that's why I wanted to get a show up today so that you guys could talk about or see about it. So this is actually when you hear this tomorrow, the round of 64 will be going on. The way it works is they'll play every single discipline, meaning they'll play men's doubles, women's doubles, mixed doubles, men's singles, women's singles, only the round of 64 today. The normal format would, of course, as you guys are probably aware of, if you're not, is Thursday they'll play. Um, sorry, yeah, Thursday they'll play men's and women's singles. Friday they'll play mixed doubles or men's and women's doubles. Then they'll play mixed doubles on Saturday, all the way till you get to the finalists on Sunday. But this is a unique format, which I actually really like. You get to watch all five disciplines every single day, Tuesday all the way to Sunday, Championship Sunday. So let's get into the draws and see. Oh, I should say also that it's worth 2,000 points. I made a mistake earlier on a couple podcasts. Luckily, no one called me out on it, but this is the one where the winners get 2,000 points. This is where they get double, not the 1,000 points, which is normal, or the 1,500 points, which is somewhat normal. So we got women's singles. Let me see if this works. I could share my screen, but if not, we'll see. Okay, there we go. So let's put this up while I'm looking. Get rid of the ads here. Super professional here, guys. I don't mean to brag, but that's how we do it here. All right. So we got women's singles. You'll see here on the left and on the right. That's what we'll be playing on Tuesday. The next bracket over where you see Annalie Waters. So in other words, you won't see her tomorrow because she's got a bye. But what to watch for tomorrow? Women's singles, probably the mid range stuff is going to be interesting, and like Lacey Schneeman and Stratman, that'll be interesting. But really the better stuff will be on Wednesday when the single digit seeds get to play. Again, Annalie Waters did not play in Las Vegas probably because of the rollout courts. So she is obviously the favored person here, but she's going to have to eventually hit Paris Todd or Catherine Parento, whoever comes out of that bottom side. And then Kate Fahey on the right-hand side of the bracket as the number two seed. She's got some decent people in her bracket like Brooke Buckner, Jeannie Bouchard. That's actually going to be pretty interesting when you get to the Sweet 16 and then the quarterfinals. Caitlin Christian, number three. She won last week against Kate Fahey. So you could have the gold medal rematch in the semifinals, which should be interesting. That again would be on Saturday. So let's see. Women's doubles. If you guys can see my screen here. Again, a lot of buys. So there's four matches of women's doubles tomorrow. Not a lot to see here. That's more of a Wednesday product where it actually gets interesting. Again, Anna and the only real storyline here is if Anna Bright and Anna Waters can get back their gold that was taken from them by George Johnson and Tyra Black. They are the 4 seed, so they won't meet until the finals because they're on the other side of the draw. But Paris Todd and Catherine Parento is still number 2 seed. That will be an interesting semifinal match. That was the gold medal match where Tyra Black and Georgia Johnson ended up taking gold and kind of finishing the job. So again, this is the real the whole story is revenge for Anna Bright and Anna Lee Waters, which don't be surprised if you see that semifinal rematch of Tyra Black and Georgia Johnson in the finals. But you never know. Could see some spoilers. So that'll be fun in the women's match. But again, not super interesting until we get to probably Thursday or Friday. Uh, but again, I'm all pickleball all the time, so I'm happy to watch even these 4 matches with 4 TBDs, which I have no idea who's coming out of the qualifiers. All right, mixed doubles. Anna Lee Waters and Ben Johns. Who can beat them? That, of course, is the question. Georgia Johnson and her brother JW Johnson are back as the 2 seed. You'll recall that JW Johnson did not play in Vegas, so he's back with his sister, the number 2 seed. Obviously, the two favorites to meet in the finals. But you've got some great matchups here. Even on Tuesday when you're listening to this, there should be some fun stuff. Ava Agnonowicz, the 58 seed, is always fun to watch. By the way, just a big shout out to her hilarious Instagram. If you don't follow her, the pickle report with Ava, I don't know what I said, Anna. I don't know. Who knows? Ava Agnonowicz is hilarious, and you should definitely be checking her out on Instagram with the pickle report. Well worth your time. Really funny. All right. So mixed doubles. I'm obviously looking forward to Hayden Patrick and Tyra Black. They're always fun to watch for me. Um, so the big storyline again: can anybody beat Annalie Waters and Ben Johns? JW Johnson and George Johnson. That's most likely who you'll see in the finals against him. But again, Hurricane Black, Hurricane Tyra Black, Hayden Patrick, my two favorites to watch will be interesting as well in mixed doubles. We'll get to men's singles actually in just a minute here. Women's singles, I think we talk about that? Yes, we did. All right, let me get out of here and get back to men's doubles, which I don't think we've talked about. Shout out to the Dink also for having these brackets up. I couldn't find these anywhere else, so nice job to Eric Tice, of course. All right, so here's the question again: can anybody beat Gabe Tardo and Ben Johns? But this is a totally loaded field. It could happen in the round of 16. We have CJ Klinger and JW Johnson, which they won a few weeks ago. I can't remember exactly where, but CJ Klinger is always fun to watch, and JW Johnson, they're kind of the silent assassins. Not a lot. They don't get too high or low, it seems like. So they're always fun to watch. Jay DeVilliers and Riley Newman have been playing well. It'll be fun. Also, Gabe, Eric Onsens and Matt Wright made it to the bronze medal match in Vegas. Matt Wright, again, he's almost my age, so it's the fact that he is still playing is worth noting. So that'll be fun to watch. Again, Patrick Quinn and Zach Street will be the number 2 seed, and be interesting to see how they do. Again, you're not going to see those guys until Wednesday because they have a lot of these people have a bye. Hunter Johnson and Tyson McGuffin, the number 8 seeds, pretty interesting. And then, of course, you have team power forward, the number 3 seed, Christian Alshon and Andre Diascu. And that that's who ended up playing in Vegas against Tardio and Johns in the final, and had a chance to win it at least the very first game, and kind of blew it. So we'll see. It's interesting. Actually, I forgot to mention that Andre Diascu and Anna Bright are playing in mixed, and that's actually an extremely fun. That should be an extremely fun matchup to watch. So again, nothing to review here, just a little bit of preview for you. And I think again, the PPA, there's a lot of predictability, but what's going to be fun is probably Thursday, Friday when you get the rounds of 16 and you have some interesting matchups, maybe some potential upsets that will be brewing. But I wanted to get something out to you guys today. Um, And the final sad news, like I was teasing at the very beginning, is in the we didn't talk about this yet, the men's singles. Everyone was really, really looking forward to the what was touted as the best match round of 64 matchup in the history of the PPA Tour, which was going to be Ben Johns and Chris Hayworth. Chris Hayworth comes from the other tour, has won a gold medal match or gold medal at men's singles, and honestly, men's singles like you could almost throw a dart and they have a chance of winning this. It is absolutely crazy. You got Hunter Johnson's number one, just recently claimed it. John Lucian Goins, who's going for a three-peat, is the number 7 or 8 seed, I think. And again, everyone was really looking forward to this tomorrow. Sadly, Ben Johns has pulled out with an illness and will be replaced by I can't remember who, but it's uh, it's very sad that we're going to not get the best matchup in the history of PPA for round of 64. So, what to watch for tomorrow is going to be mostly the singles for men and women because that's a lot where all the best players are playing. The round of 64 for every other discipline is a lot of buys actually. So you're not going to see, a whole ton of stuff. But keep your eyes peeled, especially on the men's and women's singles field. It's going to be well, the men's is going to be more like anybody could win. I mean, truly Chris Hayworth and Ben Johns would be a great finals matchup, and unfortunately, it's not going to happen in the first round. But Chris Hayworth could just, or Alex Crum as a 32 seed could go on a run and be in the finals as these crazy high seeds. So that's what to look for. I'll obviously have a wrap up of this next week, and we're excited to see what happens in Cincinnati, in the Queen City. Let me know what you guys think. If you have any questions, like, subscribe, share the podcast. We'll catch you next time. Thanks again, of course, to Deja Vega for letting us use their music, and we'll catch you next time on the Poachers Pickleball podcast. Thanks.